Hello YouTubers, if you've played Sea of Thieves, you're probably aware that there's a lot of controversy going on. That being said, the controversy is it Sea of Friends or is it Sea of Thieves? A lot of people will defend the fact that you have the right and the privilege to rob other players, whereas other players will say that you're griefing and that you're being hostile and that you're just ruining the server. There's a lot of players that are quitting the game altogether. And I know there's a lot of different point of views on this. And if only there was a way to find a middle ground. Well, in this video, I'm going to talk about a few ideas that I have that I think can really solve this problem. The first idea is having a maiden sail, meaning that when you fly this sail, you lose 20% of all of your profit, but you take no damage. Another suggestion is the Maiden Server option, meaning that when you select adventure mode, that you will have another screen that pops up, or maybe this is at the arena adventure mode screen called the Maiden mode, or Maiden adventure mode, I have no idea. But essentially, it would be a bunch of people that agree not to attack each other, and essentially, nobody would be able to damage each other. Another suggestion is having a solo server option, meaning that you could have an entire server by yourself. Now, this takes away your ability to be robbed, but it also takes away your ability to rob other players. And that solo server, of course, would be invite only. And that means that you could also invite friends that could be enemies, hostile as well. So that'd be pretty fun, if your enemies are like your friends. Kind of like in every other game that exists, you have your friends that are the other team. And now my favorite option that I think would be the surrender flag. Not a sail, but at the top of your ship, you would have a surrender flag. And the thing is that this would allow your ship to take no damage, but you can't shoot cannons. And this drops the anchor until the flag is changed. Meaning that if you are knowing that you are going to get jumped and you have nothing you can do about it, and you are fully aware that you are outmatched and that you are outskilled, outgunned, outnumbered, that you could fly a flag. The surrender flag, and what would happen is that it would automatically drop your anchor, but essentially what you're doing is you're a sitting duck. You're essentially saying, okay, you can take my stuff, just don't sink me. And essentially it forces the other players that they can't do damage to you. Even if they were to shoot their cannons at your boat, you would take no damage, but you also can't damage them. While they're robbing you, you can't shoot them, you can't do damage to them, and vice versa. So I think that's a great idea. That way you're kind of like, okay, whatever, take my stuff, be on your merry way. But this also creates a really fun situation where you could actually be potentially taken hostage. Now, I know that's kind of dark, but interesting. And now the Maiden Sail option, meaning that you lose 20% of profits, but you take no damage. The cool thing about this idea is that you can only change your sail when you go to an outpost, meaning that you can't just change your sail in the middle of being attacked and be like, boo-hoo, now you can't, steal my stuff. And I think that all four of these ideas are pretty solid, honestly. I think that this is the only solutions that we can have if we're going to all live in peace and harmony together. If you want to keep robbing people, then at least give them the option to surrender. And if you're a non-hostile player and you don't want to have your ship sunk, then you need to have the option to surrender your stuff. Or who knows, maybe they can only take 90% and leave you with a certain percentage of your own gold. But in order to stop players from quitting altogether, seeming that, the arena is supposed to attract all the hostile players, but it clearly does not. And the fact is that there are player hunters out there. And I think that making these changes and updating the game with a Maiden Sail, Maiden Server, a solar server, or a surrender flag. I really feel like all of these options are completely viable and can really be easily implemented into the current program of Sea of Thieves. And I really hope that the developers see this video and really take it into consideration. Thank you for watching my video. If you thought this was a great idea, please feel free to comment and subscribe and like. And if not, please feel free to comment any of your other ideas. Thank you.